Welcome to the video. This is going to talk about testosterone therapy. So giving patients, male patients, testosterone injections, injecting exogenous testosterone, pitting it straight into the glutes. Testosterone therapy in men with Chrons disease improves the clinical course of the disease. Data from long-term observational registry study. As someone who used to have Chrons IBS back in the day, and that's the big reason I went over to create my dietary nutrition protocols that I still run 20 years later. I used to promote a vegan diet. I don't promote a vegan diet anymore, even though, yes, my protocols do involve vegan life, but just eating a vegan diet, I mean, what does a vegan diet even mean these days? There's so many different iterations of that, and a lot of vegan diets are really, really, really unhealthy. Just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're going to have good performance. In fact, today, I would say for most people, if they go vegan, most people are going to suffer with bad gut health, weight gain, slow performances, etc. In general, because the amount of misinformation out there on what a healthy vegan lifestyle actually is quite insane. It's almost like it's a conspiracy to make sure people go 3, 2, 1 X vegan ASAP. Anyway, let's get back to the study. Crohn's disease is an inflammatory chronic bowel disease characterized by an imbalanced production of pro-inflammatory mediators, tumor necrosis factor, etc., and increased recruitment of leukocytes to the site of inflammation. And a lot of this is due to nutrition, okay? This is huge. And also what you put into your body. Other things, such as caffeine, spices, etc., can cause inflammation issues. Basically, what is inflammation? Inflammation is basically, the best way to explain it is if you just get your hand, don't do this, but imagine if you did. Well, let's do something we've all done. You've hit your shin or you kicked your foot on a hard object. All right, it might be a tow bar in the back of a car, it might be a fence post. You've just something sticking out of the ground. You've hit your toe or your shin on it, and it's caused massive pain, and then soon the swelling comes. Because what's happened is we've created an injury there, and so the body flushes blood and nutrients and stuff to that site to help repair. So if we're eating certain things or taking certain things, and they're in our gut, and they're causing inflammation, often they're amino acids or fatty acids that are attacking, a cell or a little hole or something in there, creating irritation, that becomes inflammation. And generally it goes away. But if we keep doing that with our nutrition or certain medications, then we keep creating this inflammation case. And it can get worse and worse and worse, and generally leads to some cancer, etc., of that organ or that spot. So that's the deal. Anyway, so if you increase your testosterone levels, you will increase your body's ability to recover and repair from inflammation. Okay, this is what this study is saying. So in total, 92 men received parenteral testosterone undecanoate, 1,000 milligram for 12 weeks up to 7 years. That's a pretty low dose. And testosterone undecanoate, that would be the trade name called Reandron, which is a little ampule, 4 ml ampule with 1,000 mg in it. I've used that before on prescription base in Australia. You can buy it in Thailand. You can buy it a lot of places, and it's a pretty good ester, I think, in terms of for cyclists and runners, because it doesn't create a lot of weight gain, but it will definitely raise up your hemoglobin levels for quite a while. And because you can get a prescription very, 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 very easily, then you can get a TUE for that as well. So if you're a professional athlete, then you can sort of use these things legally if you know what to do in terms of those things with your federations, etc. So so I would say that ester is quite a casual one in terms of weight gain. It won't cause that. It will cause weight gain, but if you're training a lot, then it won't cause that much, because it doesn't seem like a real, it's not a real, my experience of using Reandron, it's more of a very slow acting ester. It sort of sits around well. It's quite stable. It's a feel good test, I find. It's not something that you're going to crank 1,000 mg a week on, like you would of a cypionate, enanthate, or propionate or something like that. Anyway, so there was a control group, comparison group, guys who said, no, we're not going to use any tests, we're going to go natty. And so the men receiving testosterone, the Chrons disease activity index declined from 239 to 71, 84 months. So that's a very, very, and that's with no other changes. They didn't change their diet, they didn't change their caffeine intake, they didn't change their stress levels, they changed nothing, it seems like. We hope they didn't change anything, otherwise that'd be a huge variable, wouldn't it? And they went from the C-reactive protein from 12 average to 1.7, so massive drop. Now, what did they do? This is 84 months, basically 7 years. But how soon did that drop, How soon did that drop? And no changes were observed in the comparison group, okay? And there were no significant side effects of the testosterone. There's not going to be any side effects of the testosterone, other than you're probably going to get more spontaneous erections, which is bad if you're trying to focus, or which is good if your woman has, wants the rod, some steady dick game going on there, better than what she's getting now. So the conclusion for them was normalizing serum testosterone in hypogonadal men with Crohn's disease had a positive effect on the clinical course. Also evidenced by biochemical parameters, testosterone administration appeared safe. It's a very, 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 very well tolerated hormone. I've used it extensively in the last 7 years of experimentation, various dosages from 50 milligram a week up to 500 milligram a week for I think the longest was 11 months on 500 milligram a week with no aromatization, SERMs or AI drugs at all. Just want to see, how things go. And it's what else is there? This was sponsored by Bayer. So again, take this with a pinch of salt. But I'm going to say that my experience using testosterone, I have noticed a little bit of an increase in digestive benefit, but nowhere as much as I've noticed from doing my protocols. Okay, so I would say the testosterone experiment has been like a cherry on top. If you do know someone out there who's suffering from Crohn's disease and they don't want to do my protocols, but they want to have some benefits, then I would recommend them to check out this study and consider the options out there. Okay, just here's the information. Do what you want with it. So there you go, gang. Does testosterone improve health? Does it improve health? There you go. That's the conclusion is testosterone will improve your health. Why does testosterone get a bad reputation? Ask Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the one who passed the Steroids Act. I think it was 1990 or 1991, which made steroids this really nasty thing. And people are like, oh, you use steroids. And it just spawned the whole fake natty scene. I don't use steroids. I use protein powder. Yeah, that's all I do. Buy my coaching. But I really use cranking gear. So yeah, it's just amazing out there how many fitness influencers actually use steroids and lie about it. It's 99.999%. And the occasional guy out there like Greg Doucet who says, I use TRT, nothing else. That absolute bullshit. He's blasting for years. He's still using Tren. You can just see the physique. And that's fine, but don't lie about it, Greg. Have the balls, bro, to be fucking honest with the audience, please. It's not just Greg, all right? It's all of them out there. They're just very insecure, and they have to lie about choices they make in life. It's just a hormone, guys, all right? Fucking spread the word. But there you go. That's the deal. So yeah, if you're having digestive issues, then do my protocols. And if you don't do that, then here's another option for you. Simple as that.